welcome into the Lakers report here on a Thursday. Jeffrey Cooperstein hanging out with you guys. Appreciate all the support you guys have shown us all week long. Let's keep it going with some Lakers trade rumors here today. We're going to talk about the latest on Andrew Wiggins and Cam Whitmore. But first, be sure to hit that thumbs up icon because if you do, it shows that you're appreciating the work we're doing here at the Lakers report. So let's start with this from NBA Central, who had this report that said the Miami Heat are reportedly seeking a first-round pick, Dalton Knecht, and Rui Hachimura from the Lakers in trade talk centered around Andrew Wiggins. And that comes from Jovan Buha, who is one of the most in-the-know Lakers insiders there is. My take on this, LOL. Who does Pat Riley think he is? Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and a first? Absolutely no chance. That is just not going to happen. And I like Andrew Wiggins. I think Wiggins is a pretty good player. He was really solid for Golden State over the last few years. Won an NBA championship with the Warriors in 2022, where he sort of reinvented himself into a true two-way wing that did it both on the offensive and defensive end. Still shooting pretty well from three-point land as well. Last season, between Golden State and Miami, averaged 18 points and 5.5 rebounds, 37.5% from three. I've always liked Andrew Wiggins, the player. That is way too much for the Los Angeles Lakers to be given up for Andrew Wiggins, who is on basically an expiring contract. He's got 2 years left on his deal with the player option on that final season. Reports indicate that he's going to opt out of that and be a free agent next year. There is just no way that I would be giving that much up for Wiggins. Now, I've adjusted this trade a little bit and made it a little more reasonable for the Los Angeles Lakers. They get Andrew Wiggins. In exchange, Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent, Dalton Knecht, and draft compensation go to the Miami Heat. Are you kidding me? Rui Hachimura and Dalton Knecht? No chance. They can have Knecht, but I'm not giving them Rui. I would give them Vanderbilt and Vincent there. Plus, they can have whatever draft compensation, a couple seconds, a heavily protected first, whatever you want for Wiggins. But don't get me started on that first one. That was a joke. And I'll say this as well about like Lakers trade rumors in general. I do think the NBA is mad at Los Angeles for the Luka Doncic trade and how they got him for that low of a price for one first-round pick plus Anthony Davis and Max Christie. I think the league is trying to overcompensate and going to the Lakers and asking for too much, essentially. Like, I think if a player player X was worth two second-round picks, I think they would be asking for a first-round pick if it was the Lakers versus if it was another team. I do think the league is mad at Rob Pelinka and the Lakers for them fleecing the Mavericks, so to speak, on that Luka Doncic trade. And the league is trying to correct its course by basically trying to fleece the Lakers back and making them pay a premium that other teams wouldn't have to pay in other trade talks. Again, I like Andrew Wiggins. I think he would be a good fit for the Los Angeles Lakers, a two-way wing who can both score, who can defend, who can do it all basically on the basketball court at a pretty good level as well. Not quite an all-star level, but he is a starting caliber wing here in the NBA. And if you put him alongside LeBron James or alongside Rui Hachimura there in the Lakers wing department, I think that would be a very, very good fit for this Los Angeles Lakers team. And it'll just be hard for the Lakers to find equal value on trades. I think that the league is going to try to fleece the Lakers as much as they can. So Rob Pelinka has to be careful when he's looking at potential trade targets because he knows that teams are going to be asking more for their players than maybe they otherwise would, given the circumstances surrounding the Lakers and the most recent trade they made for Luka Doncic. So, yeah, I do think Andrew Wiggins would be a good fit for this team, but for Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and a first-round pick, I would hard pass if I was Los Angeles. Do you want Andrew Wiggins down in the comment section? That is the question I want to ask you guys. If you want him, type T for trade. If you do not, type P for pass. Let me know down there in the comments what you think about Andrew Wiggins, the basketball player, heading to the Los Angeles Lakers. And while you're doing that, we do have some Lakers gear on sale for you guys right now. When you go to chatsports.com/LA Strong, you can get this dope black Los Angeles Lakers t-shirt with LA Strong across the front as well. And they're now $20 off. They were they were $34. Now they are $20. So go to Fanatics today, get your discounted LA Strong t-shirt, and help us out. You can support the channel and support the Lakers by going to get this LA Strong t-shirt. Once again, it's chatsports.com/LA Strong. That link will be in the comments and the description of today's show. Another report coming in, this one from the Houston Rockets and Anthony Irwin, who's also super plugged in when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, says Cam Whitmore has been linked to the Lakers in a potential sign and trade for Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, if you forgot, Dorian Finney-Smith did leave the Lakers, sign with the Rockets, a 4-year, $62 million contract, but he hasn't actually signed the deal. He agreed to the deal. So the Lakers and Rockets do have some time to talk about a potential sign and trade. And let's kind of talk about some of the details of what that could look like. Anthony Irwin had this to say. Another name league sources have linked to the Lakers' Cam Whitmore. If Houston decides to shed a little salary, or if they expand the Kevin Durant trade to include their acquisition of Dorian Finney-Smith, Whitmore, who is looking for a larger role than he'd have on this Rockets roster, is a considerable candidate to be moved. So there is talk that they're potentially expanding that KD trade to a potential record 7 teams. Klay Thompson was in the sign and trade last year involving 6 teams, and this KD deal may end up being even bigger. But I do think the Lakers could use someone of Cam Whitmore's profile, more of a 2-guard that can play the 3 as well, but he hasn't really gotten the chance to shine in his first 2 years with the Houston Rockets. His rookie season was pretty promising, where he averaged 12.3 points, but his efficiency numbers aren't fantastic. 45% is okay, and 35% from 3 is okay. He really just doesn't get to play a whole lot of minutes. He played 18 minutes per game his rookie season, and last year just 16 minutes per game, so his minutes went down a little bit there, and I think they would only go down even more in Houston. So if the Rockets really did want to shed salary and send Cam Whitmore over to Los Angeles as part of a Dorian Finney-Smith sign and trade, and maybe that gets roped in or looped into the Kevin Durant trade as well, I'd be all in for it. I think he could help the Lakers and only gives them more guard depth, which this team desperately needs. And while Cam Whitmore isn't a point guard, I do think off the bench he would be a fun player. You have Luka and Austin Reeves as your starting 1 and 2. You bring Whitmore in for one of those guys. You could slide Reeves to the 1 and play Whitmore there, or you could have Whitmore play alongside Doncic as part of like the first rotation as a 6-man type of role for Cam Whitmore. I think he could really thrive in that role, and JJ Redick could bring the best out of him. The problem is I still do think the Lakers need a backup point guard, so he doesn't exactly fit the big need that the Lakers are really missing right now. But I do think that Whitmore, coming off the bench as a 6-man scorer who could just go out there and just go put up some shots as part of a second unit, would not be a bad fit for this Los Angeles Lakers team. Drop a name for me, though, down in the comment section. We talked about Andrew Wiggins and Cam Whitmore on today's show. Name someone you think the Lakers should sign or trade for down there in the comments. Look, we're only through week 1 of 2025 NBA free agency, so there is plenty of time for Rob Pelinka to make multiple roster moves if they need to. And if it comes in the form of Andrew Wiggins, great. If it comes in the form of Cam Whitmore, great. But I do think that the Lakers are in a win-now scenario, like we said, with Rob Pelinka and the whole saga with LeBron James. Who knows what's going to happen with him, but we do know it's probably his last year with the Los Angeles Lakers. Pelinka has to find a fine balance of trying to win now while also providing this Lakers team a runway for the future as well. I think Wiggins could do that. I think Cam Whitmore could do that as well. So look out for those 2 names for Rob Pelinka to potentially keep an eye on here in the 2025 NBA offseason. That will do it for today's show, guys. Appreciate you for tuning in to the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. If the Lakers make a move, you know where to come. It's youtube.com/LakersTV.